When you made the play-in, did you have to play 2 playing games, or did you just play 1 and get through?
No, we had to play 2.
That's crazy.
We're the worst of the worst.
Yeah, that is... Like, you went to as far as you can to the bottom to get to the very top. Fucking amazing.
They went to the bottom.
They went to the bottom.
Because you have to be in the dark, dark places, Nate.
What are you?
To really understand how to win in these deep, dark times, man. It's that grit and grind.
Miami's been to conference
That
final.
dog. This better be on, man. You understand me, Nate?
I understand you, bro. I don't know why
This morning.
Why are you coming to me, bro? I'm on your side.
This morning. I said it ain't happening.
It ain't up. Was that to yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
Go, do it. Do it.
MJ forever, fam. I never lose in these shoes. Jordan forever. I just walked around. I don't really walk around in the house with shoes on, but these are clean. You see, clean.
Are you wearing Miami?
Yeah.
Oh, are you gonna? Is this a big surprise?
Get into it.
Okay.
Get into
We'll
it.
Get into it.
Hold your horses.
Man, I was really, really depressed on Sunday, man. I didn't really realize how depressed I was.
Yeah.
Because
Still feeling it.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, but that's a scary feeling. I could imagine. I'd be ripping my hair out if I was you.
well, I'm kind of a neutral kind of guy. But
I know that.
The
but
test of the waters
But
Sunday.
You're already like buying your Bucks jersey again and your Kings jersey.
man, I went through an emotional roller coaster this whole season. 50%. I said on Sunday, I was like, this is why we're the 8th seed, goddammit.
With 1 millisecond left.
No, I said this is why we're the 8th seed.
Derek White.
Messing up the whole
I
time.
didn't even
man.
want to watch the replay, but I saw it so many times on my Facebook. It was...
Bro, I was watching it live. You watching it live?
Oh, yeah. Because I don't know how. I've just been able to make out time. And I was being able to watch the whole thing live. And
I was watching it live with Taylor.
Yeah.
And you know when a sporting moment is colossal,
Yeah.
when someone who doesn't care about sports
It gets them
as
up.
per my darling Taylor, she was like, oh, wow. And she was sitting on the edge of her seat after Jimmy hit the 3 free throws. How clutch is that? By the way?
Yeah.
My Lord. Like, to just step up. He always sort of back rims it. And you know what I mean?
With
He
the
throws
free throw,
it
to the
to
back,
the
of the
iron, the back iron, and then it goes down. And he just did the same
Creating
thing
that
for
foul
all three.
as well was pretty, it was pretty good.
And then 3 seconds, controversial, 3 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, well, I give the benefit of that always because I know that the TV time ain't it. They had 2.1,
Yeah.
and then they go and assess it, so I believe they assessed it correctly.
Yeah.
Because they,
You'd think
you know what I
so.
mean? But it's not like they didn't go back at all.
Yeah.
They went back.
Well, the ball don't lie today.
Ball don't
Miami got it done, so they can have their 3
In Boston.
seconds. Yeah, in Boston. They can
Yeah,
have
but you
their-
wasted my time, fam.
Ah,
This was supposed to be done last week. I had the Baileys everything. I've done the whole root ritual.
Last night.
I've gone through the whole roster, gave him praise. This ain't just undrafted players. This is 2 years in the making. Plus.
The future Golden State.
Man, you best believe it.
Now, the Miami Heat are finally into the NBA Finals. Oh, you zipping or you unzipping? What are you doing?
No.
What are you doing? Just slow. Is it a slow reveal?
Slow reveal.
Do we have to pay you $50 per zip
zip?
down?
Nah.
The Miami Heat prevailed today against the Boston Celtics in Game 7, and let's start the show. Welcome to the Bronx Cheer Basketball Show. I'm Nafe. This is Rise, and the guy who's going
I'm strictly
crazy,
business.
the Miami fan,
Miami.
He's glowing today.
Chichi. Here we are. We have our 2023 NBA finalists, boys. We have the Denver Nuggets, who were waiting all along, who took care of business. Who took care of business against the Lakers.
4-0 zip. Nothing to show.
First sweep in Nuggets history. First sweep in Nuggets history. It might be in a 7-game series. I don't know, but first 4-0 in Nuggets history.
First finals entrance for them.
First finals
Yep.
appearance. And the Miami Heat, for the second time in 3 years,
Yeah.
are
Fluke.
going
You could
back
call
to
that.
Apparently
the
a fluke.
finals.
Apparently fraud. Apparently hit cultures.
Second time in 4 years, maybe, actually. But anyway, no, 3 years.
It doesn't matter.
I can't.
We've been back to back to back.
Boys.
We've been
In the
here
last
before.
6 years, they've been in the conference like 4 times.
Yeah, they're always in the conference finals.
You could never pick it as well every year.
So let's. I know we were doing it then, but let's keep going. Let's talk about where we were a week ago. So a week ago, was it 3-0 a week ago? It was, wasn't
Yes,
it?
100% it was.
It was 3-0.
That's
Sure.
why I'm emotionally distraught, man. Because I've just had no emotion the whole week. And then I was like, I didn't even celebrate today. This
It's
you're
hard.
experiencing it live now. We celebrate. Because the whole day I was like, yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
We've done it long time. Like I celebrated last week. Everything is done. But I can't believe
Well, you would have been worried, surely, before today.
Well,
Yeah, you
these
were-
guys saw it on my face yesterday.
Yeah.
But-
Because
It was like, man,
Right.
we're supposed to do this already. We're supposed to be already done. I was going through the thread of Miami Heat threads. People bought flights from UK to go to Miami, this, that. People already... Man, it's just... People
Damn.
really on the suicide watch.
So a week ago, it was 3-0 Miami Heat when we last spoke, and we talked about how no team has ever come back from 3-0 down. The Celtics were the fourth team only to come back from 3-0 down to bring it to 3-3 to go to Game 7.
Yep.
The Celtics were the first team ever to have that Game 7 at home.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like most people, you can understand why. After Derek White put in that buzzer beater at the end of Game 6, like most people, I was like, I don't know if Miami are going to... I don't know if they can take that. Spoelstra jumped on the mic in the press conference post-game and says, if we could play this Game 7 now, if we could tip off now, we would. In terms of like, fucking hell, like, we want to get into this, we want to... And it's hard. Even now, it's hard to... Because we're so used to so many sportsmen and coaches just talking and not walking.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. It's hard. You just lost 3-0, 3 games in a row. I was like... And because I hate the Celtics, I was like, the universe is not going to let Miami win this Game 7 because of me.
I thought that.
And
Well, I was thinking about other things. I was... Your jinx was the last thing on my mind.
I know. You don't have to worry about my games.
It's part of the
If anything, as you can see, it helps you. We gave you Jimmy. Today in the first 4 minutes, Boston looked like they're on top. Miami looked like they couldn't buy a bucket type thing. And then from there, basically, Miami were just... And through this whole series, Miami just are the bigger man in the room. Like, they're the more wise. I said that at the start of the series, like, they just look smarter. They look more hungry.
Bigger personalities.
More ferocious. Ferocious is the best word I can use for Miami. And for the millionth time, Boston live and die by the 3. And what happened today was the Heat made their 3s and the Celtics didn't, basically.
Well,
that happened in
no,
Game
but
6 as well.
yeah,
That
yeah.
happened in Game 6 as well. And then they just scraped. That was their worst. In Game 6, that was the Celtics' worst 3-point shooting performance of the whole season. And every time they shoot under 30% from 3, they're like a below 500 team. Well, they might even be 40%, but I'd say 30%. They live and die by the 3. And it was amazing they pulled out that win against you the other day. But then it happened again today. You guys were not only feeling it on the offensive end, but just the way the Heat culture goes. You were just trying harder. You were just trying harder, but you're also smarter. I don't know what else to say. That's what this... Today was the epitome of the series. Miami was the better team of the whole series in terms of... We'll bring up talent in a second. but you were the better team for the whole series, and I'm glad we got that conclusion because you were the better team for 5 of the 8 games, basically.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Nothing else because this thing was done last week, as I said.
Mm.
That's how I felt about it. I was like, man, it's more relief, not really excitement.
Yep.
I said, yeah, we're on the flight already. I said
Mental on
damn
the
straight.
flight.
We like this morning when I was reading the reports of we've already got the flight to
I saw
Denver.
to Denver. I
a
was
guy
like,
that used to, I don't know, I can't remember who it was now, but a guy that used to work in an NBA organization or something like that tweeted that regarding this bullshit, every team has a flight booked, not just Miami.
Mm.
So
but you set the tone.
Denver would have had a flight booked to Boston
Mm.
because Boston had the highest seed of all 3 teams. I'm just looking up Caleb Martin basketball reference. As I do that, Chichi, you want to tell me about what got into his veins this postseason?
Jordan blood.
This man, who is a twin of Cody Martin, both Charlotte players, was then waived by Charlotte.
Yep.
He's currently 27. He's just a bit older than
Is he? He looks young.
Ryan and I. And this season,
Mm.
last 5 games, this is actually nice. Last 5 games, he had 21 points, 15 rebounds in game. What is that? I don't know how to work this out. 21 points, 15 rebounds. Then he had 14 and 5. Then he had 16 and 4. Then he had 18 and 3. And then he had 25. No, that doesn't count today's game, actually. But what did he have today?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it was
28.
He had...
I know it was highest.
He had the
wasn't
highest, 28. Butler maybe 24 or something like that.
I think Jimmy had 28 as well. So Jimmy had 28, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Caleb Martin had 26 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, plus 14. Bam, even though he didn't have a great offensive game for the second game in a row, he was a plus 22. Lowry was a plus 26.
God damn,
That was
off the
rare.
bench.
Because he was bricking as well at the start.
Yeah.
And then he found the cup at the end. Well, in the second quarter, towards the end of second quarter. So
But yeah, let me just try and pull this up, this series.
And you saw how small we went as well?
Yeah. You're not trusting Zala or Love at all anymore. And I can see why.
I was like, bro, yeah. That whole Zella stretch was fluky.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, what did I say last week? I was like, man, you're making Zella look like an all-star.
You match up well though. Like before this series
man.
started, when we had our pod, I know I don't think you agreed too much, but I said that Miami would match up good against Boston. Like I feel like they had no problems in terms of matching up. Like by all means, I thought Celtics had the talent.
Yeah. That's
Coming off beating Philly, it's you just think they're a lot more dominant. But I did say that Miami would have no issue matching up in terms of personality to person. Like you just said, they it felt like they were the bigger brothers. It felt like they were the bigger team out there.
Yep.
No, I really wanted to verse Philadelphia because I just know mentally we're tougher.
Yeah, I would have loved just to see this. I would have paid each week to see this.
Like Celtics, I thought because they've been there a few times,
Yeah.
that it would have had a bit more resilience, which they've shown. Come back from 3-zip.
Yeah.
That's a fair amount of resilience, but there's still something. There's still a loose screw in there somewhere.
Yeah.
JT.
But they have the better squad completely. 6 man of the year, 2, arguably really like top 5 in the West. Like I don't know. I
East?
don't want to.
In the East.
Sorry. Yeah, in the East.
Stretch 5 in Horford.
Yeah.
You could argue they've got the best squad in the NBA, the Celtics.
They were first in the East.
Easy, man. And we've got defects all over in the offense. Stroot's inconsistent. I know he brings the energy, and then you have Bam. I know you saw how he played offensively, but defensively he's always going to bring it. So that's why we have that.
So the
Heat
main thing that
culture.
started to really take things back, apart from the Celtics shooting in Game 6 for the Heat, was the zone. The zone came back. I felt like it hasn't been that prominent this year for Spoelstra. Previous years, you've really hit the zone a lot.
It was mainly the media, I feel. Like, we brought it in the season. But then you saw at the end of game 6, it was brought in, and that's when we had the run. So this time, it was like, no mucking around. We're doing it from the start.
Because, I mean, I've had nightmares about the Miami zone in this past few years. Anyway, the zone come in, the Celtics couldn't handle it. They tried their best playing the two bigs to like get in between, the zone and stuff like that. But the zone, that's the thing that really crippled the Celtics. And at the end of the day, as I said, I should have really pulled up today's stats. As I said, we've said it all before. The Celtics today made, so let's go to team stats. The Celtics hit 9 of 42 from 3. The Heat...
Oh, damn.
The Heat hit 14 of 28. So that's 50% for the Heat, 21% for the Celtics.
9 out of 41.
Yeah.
But they'll up till the third.
9 out of 42.
Up to the third,
Goddamn.
man. I have to give props to the Boston crowd, man. They really willed their team into some sort of shape.
And made threes this series. Jason Tatum plus Jaylen Brown, 18. Caleb Martin, 22.
On his own.
On his own. 22
X-factor.
threes.
He was the X factor.
Yeah. So what do you think about the whole MVP going to Butler?
Yeah, instead of Caleb Martin. I think that it's pretty simple in terms of if it had been given to Martin, I think that...
Call it the Iggy Award.
Call it the Iggy Award. If it had been given to Martin, not many people would have been like, that's fucking ridiculous. That's disgusting. Everyone would have been like, you know what? Good on him. He can have it. It's not even the finals MVP. You know what I mean? But they can't give it to him because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for Jimmy, like they're not doubling Caleb Martin. They're doubling Jimmy. You know what I mean?
Maybe they should have.
Well, maybe they should. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the point. You see, even though that Iggy did his job on LeBron, on offense, especially, I don't know, Curry, when you're drawing the attention, maybe you don't play as well, but that opens up Strus, Vincent.
That's why they get
Yeah,
the
that's why
opportunity.
Caleb Martin gets the... I'm not saying he didn't create his own shot a few times, especially today. My God, he's stepping in, hitting long twos, stuff like this, doing this all series. He's great defense. But Jimmy Butler, great defense pretty much every game. Most games was just great on offense. Maybe there was a few games
I think it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Well, we forget about so Miami had to win 4 games to win this series. The first 2 games in Boston, Jimmy was the guy.
Yeah.
So let's not forget.
in Boston.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
he had 1 too many. Like, even today, it was like, it was okay.
Yeah,
Like,
He just
was
plays smart,
missing
though.
But let's
He
let-
plays so smart,
But then
though.
again,
He was
alright,
missing
look at it
scissors.
this way, right? Look at it this way. So Caleb Martin was good all series. Jimmy Butler was good in the wins. So where are you without Jimmy Butler? You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Caleb
good
Martin played his role, but it's I mean
we
there's
needed
not
that
a lot
X
of
factor to really take us over.
yeah, you don't need a lot of examination. Like, I don't know, if, for example, if Jamal, like, I even thought that Jamal Murray should have had a sniff at the Western Conference Finals MVP. But the reason, you understand why they give it to Jokic. Because if it wasn't for Jokic, the whole floor's not opened up. Everyone and Murray are all getting these beautiful plays and beautiful passes, screens, blah, 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 because of Jokic.
Wait, so did Jimmy get it? Sorry.
Jimmy
Yeah,
got
Jimmy.
it.
He got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what
I'm just...
Yeah.
Some
I-
people
I-
are saying Caleb should have got it, but...
I was in
Fair.
2 minds about it. I said Jimmy took us here, but then I don't know. I've never seen such consistent. It was explosive. It wasn't just a role player. He was explosive.
Yes.
He gave us explosive points.
He beat
Uh,
anyone.
But
one-on-one.
then again, like, you know what I mean? But then again, so did, like Gabe Vincent in that game 3, you know what I mean?
But he was once in a while.
Strus did... No, but what I'm saying is, like...
But he was consistent. That's
But
why.
these guys don't... especially the first 2 games. The first 2 games, Jimmy, was the leader.
Yeah.
Caleb Martin was never the leader in any games. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And could he handle the job what Jimmy had?
Nah.
Yeah,
And that's
understand?
Yeah, that's where I was in 2 minds about it, because that leadership. At the end of the day, where are we? He
Yeah.
he took us there. He's the heart
It's one thing like where the Lakers are at now with the LeBron and AD thing. You could have seen in the world where AD, if they won the championship, AD getting the Finals MVP. Because of sort of where they are. You could probably see a world where Paul George gets Finals MVP over Kawhi. But I keep saying it, all the attention is drawn to Jimmy.
You're doing
You
this
scheme,
game.
you scheme for Jimmy. You don't scheme for Caleb. It's like Jimmy's 3-pointers.
Yep.
Fuck. So Jimmy made a couple of catch and through
Today?
threes.
Yeah.
Like more than 2 or 2?
I think it was 2,
I
but
think it
at
was
least
2.
3. Sorry, at
For
least
him-
2 and maybe 3.
For him to hit 2, it's like it's already deadly.
He hit 3 threes today, but I know 2 of them
Goddamn.
were definitely catch and shoot. And when he hits, there's some players.
How do you guard
We
him?
should do like a list, like players that when they hit a 3,
I already have my list.
like you're like fuck.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
Now
do
I've
we
really
do?
got to run to him and
You're like,
guard
what
him.
the fuck do we do
Or
now?
get blown by.
It's like Giannis,
Draymond Green.
Jimmy. Yeah.
Seriously, as soon as he scores 3, you know that Golden State Warriors winning that game.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
LeBron.
Yeah. But
If he hit...
LeBron makes threes enough.
No, but he
They
does it in volume.
Yeah,
and that's what makes
that's
that.
right,
That's
right,
what
that's right.
counters the LeBron thing.
right.
Yeah, but he makes them enough. He
Yeah,
makes-
yeah,
He's not like he's like not a non-shooter like Giannis and
Yeah,
Draymond.
exactly.
Caleb Martin.
But there's some guys, like when Jimmy and just on this moment, the mechanics. When Jimmy shoots a 3, he just there's some
It
guys.
looks like he just...
There's some guys they shoot their long 2s different to the way they shoot their 3s.
Yeah.
When Jimmy shoots a 3, it just looks like the same mechanics, but he just shoots it further. And I'm thinking, does anyone else watch this?
Yeah, yeah.
Can anyone learn from this guy?
It's different though. When you play in the game.
I know, but like for
It's so
him, it seems
hard.
so smooth.
Nah, it's so hard.
And you know,
Even just playing ball last night, like it's just...
I know it
you
is
feel the
different.
struggles.
I know it is, but I don't know. Ask him what his method is because he seems to just step up
Jimmy.
and just he pushes it further than he does. a
You
two.
really see him like... Yeah, I know.
Like today,
I know
his
exactly
2
what you
catch
mean.
and shoot ones that I remember, he just it was like he was Klay Thompson. He just
In
gets
momentum.
it. He doesn't look different from his mid range. He just goes like that, or whatever he does, and then I'm like, he just pushes it further. And because Jimmy's Jimmy, he just feels it in the playoffs. He knows how far to push it. Like, is this the biggest trick up your sleeve than anyone else? Like, who else just brings like a trick like that to the playoffs only? You know what I mean?
Nah, because
Can't say
in the
anyone.
regular season,
It's
Is
a
there
Jimmy
anyone?
thing.
in the regular season, he doesn't even look at the
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
Jokic just turned up the defense in the postseason.
in the postseason. That's something. Yeah.
Other than that, but Jimmy, when you start seeing him hit threes, you're like, oh, yep, it's May.
You know who was
It's
like
June.
that actually? Ja Morant. When he was hitting throws against us, it was just like...
Oh
no.
yeah, he's another
We
one.
can't
if
guard
he hits
this
a
guy.
3, you're like, oh fuck.
Because he'll blow by you. And in the regular season, he didn't shoot as many threes this season in the regular anyways.
Like when
I don't think his percentage is any good as well.
When Caleb Martin dipped in for 2, for the long
Yeah,
2s
yeah.
today, I could feel the Boston's Celtics being like, oh,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
He just dipped. He just pump faked, went in, shot long 2. We can't guard that.
And when he's hitting the
Nah.
long 2s as well, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So when Martin's hitting, Jimmy's feeling it. Bam, offensively wasn't great, but I don't know,
Did Duncan get much time?
Struce
today?
Yeah, he played a
Yeah,
bit.
he played a bit.
Everyone else put in their 3s. I don't know, the Heat do it again. And I'm happy to say that living and dying by the 3 so far has not prevailed. The Celtics, man.
Could have been
playing the Heat.
We could have been playing the Heat. Nah, but that's over now.
I know,
bro.
I know. I
That's
just had
over. You know what,
Had
bro?
that in.
I will put my hand up right here on the show and say that. And I've changed, man.
Yeah, you've changed over the last 2 weeks.
I've changed.
Absolute transformation.
This is the
This-
first time
this
I've worn
is-
Philly gear since
It's,
they've
it's
lost.
bad.
That's
Where are we going to
alright.
have the hot takes now?
This team that I follow would not have had the grit to beat or the intelligence,
Intelligence,
to
the
beat
emotion.
your-
Can we
Yeah.
move on smoothly? When you say this team, you've got a new coach.
Hey,
Hey.
Nick Nurse. We go from a doc to a nurse.
I hope he's
I
right
don't
one.
know. You don't get the prescriptions from the doctor. From
Just
the nurse.
advice.
So, yeah, just
some
the advice. Yeah.
No, you know what? That
But you
might
know-
be the right advice.
Oh, is it?
They don't need someone to tell them what to do because
Uh-huh.
he might be.
Well,
he
let
might
me
have been
ask you what
directing
you
wrong.
guys think of Nick Nurse. Let me ask you guys first. Go. Tell me.
I think it's weird what's happened. So, in my initial Nick Nurse fandom was through the roof, but I don't know how he lost that locker room. Was he changing the culture too much? Was it just rubbing off on people wrong? But I think moving to Philadelphia and because maybe the players were too young in the Raptors squad to be so tough.
To get
That now you go to Philadelphia, you have to rub shoulders, you're going for championship, and it will rub off all right. So I was in two minds about it, thinking that, it could be detrimental. But you guys really need some toughness, and hence I think he'll bring the toughness, and I think he'll bring the defensive scheme, and he's smarter, and he'll make adjustments. So that's where I think the good is. Yours.
For Philly, I think it's it's definitely good for him because it's a good refresh. I think it's someone that they're all going to listen to, in terms of a brand new coach as you do, and I think the expectation with Doc was too high.
Yeah.
Doc, a history coach, arguably one of the best coaches in the NBA in the past anyways. But I think that expectation, even for the fan base, we're just automatic on Doc thinking you need to produce or you should be producing top tier standards. And I think having Nick Nurse will balance everything out. The team's going to settle. The players are going to listen. And you might create a different culture. You've got a strong culture, but the right culture mentally.
And I think it's better to get that coach than not have him. Imagine him in the Celtics. I was like, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll table a question about the Celtics coach now for a second. So just while we talk about this Nick Nurse thing, I agree with you both, basically. And there's people, of course, you're going to get people, especially Philadelphia fans, you're going to get people who disagree with any decision. There's always going to be someone who did, we could sign MJ.
It's always going to be a bad
and they'll
review.
be like, oh, no. You know what I mean?
There's always a bad review.
Always a bad review, right? I'm not going to act like I know absolutely everything about him. I think I know enough. I know as much as most NBA fans and analysts. If anything, of all the obvious... Daryl Morey was only ever going to sign a obvious candidate. He wasn't going to go upgrade... promote an assistant coach.
Doesn't want to take chances.
You're not going to take a risk, you know what I'm saying? We're always going to go for one of these candidates, Monty Williams, if Udoka was still on the cards, Nick Nurse. Who else has been fired?
Budenholzer?
Yeah, Budenholzer. That's
Poor
right.
Budenholzer.
We're always going to pick one of these guys, you know what I mean? Or Frank Vogel was even in the rumours. I wanted Nurse simply because I always say every time we play Miami, no matter what season it is, or no matter what, or when we play Toronto, these two teams and your length, the Celtics sort of let us battle them in the regular season, but then in the playoffs, the Celtics really show us the proper defense. Usually, when they got smarter coaches, Miami and Toronto against Embiid and the Sixers, they always get their. It's always these 6'8" guys, these 6'10"
all
guys.
the same height.
It's you got 4 of them all the time. It's always these, when you had PJ, when you had Jay Crowder, your Bam, your Jimmy, your Scotty Barnes, Pascal, the Anunoby. I always feel like Embiid is amongst these trees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they cover everywhere.
These smaller
together.
trees that have just got their hands in his face. What I'm getting at is, part of that is also intelligence. Spoelstra we've crowned him the best coach in the NBA. I reckon he's the smartest coach in the NBA. Nick Nurse might have some deficiencies in some people complaining about how much he played the Raptors, as in too many minutes. Other people complain about his tactics are overrated, all these sort of things. if there's one thing he's noted for, though, it's his smarts, his intelligence, his adjustments, as you're talking about. We had Brett Brown and then we had Doc Rivers. In my opinion, two coaches that were good at the player management side of things.
Yep,
Especially
I can
Doc
agree.
Rivers. Doc Rivers should be an assistant coach. He shouldn't be someone drawing up plays. He should be someone that's there to keep
Role
players
model. Yeah,
happy,
yeah.
motivate players.
That's right.
If it's simply just a step in the other direction. So there's two main directions. Like X's and O's, intelligence in a coach and player management.
Yep.
We've had player management coach. We've kept Embiid happy. We've kept Ben Simmons happy. We've kept everyone happy. It's time. No. We do this play. You play like this. We scheme like this. We adjust like this.
We're playing chess.
You know, you're playing chess.
Playing chess.
You know what I mean? And even if he is an overrated guy at that, that is his calling card. Nick Nurse is one of the coaches that's known for being smarter. Maybe he will rub Joel the wrong way. And as I talked about a couple of weeks ago, this could be the beginning of the end of the Joel era. But we need to start. We need to do
Something
things,
needs to happen.
We need to do things
Something
differently.
needs to happen.
So that's a long way of saying what you just said, Cheech. Basically, he's a smarter coach. That's what we need.
Yep.
Just says it how it is. And if these old guys are going to take offense, then let them take offense because this is no more mucking around.
Yep. And those trees that I talked about, you know, Mike Levin of the Ricky podcast, he talked about how maybe Nick Nurse can just simply, this is very informal, but come to the Sixers, be like, this is the way I used to defend you, Joel. Used to work very well. This is how we're going to, reverse
beat it.
This is how we're going to beat it. You know what I mean? Whereas I think Doc Rivers comes in, come on, boys.
Come on, boys.
You know, I'm being a dickhead, but he's like, come on, boys, you got this.
I
You
think
got
he
this.
falls back on star power, which I think a lot of coaches do because star power is what
He's always
what
with
wins.
the stars, Doc Rivers.
It's what wins the games when it really comes down to it. And you know, sometimes you are making the plays, sometimes it's your stars that's actually really doing the job for
He's
you.
very good at, they call him the ultimate floor raiser, Doc Rivers. He's very good at getting a lot out of his players.
Yep.
But as per the Miami Heat, you can get more
Yeah.
again out of players when their schemes are better.
Going back to, you know, the chess game, I think, you can't quote this, but Doc's, it just feels like, you know, when you're playing chess, you think ahead, you plan these moves. If this happens, they counter that. All right, what am I going to go back to? It's like almost as soon as Philly got countered, we got our stars, Jimmy, Joel, and James Harden go to work.
Yep.
Instead of, hey, they done this, let's now do this kind of thing.
Rasheed Wallace, who played under Doc on the Celtics years, or
Yep.
some of the Celtics years, he was saying in a video I saw, he was saying, so Doc he was probably, he's throwing him under the bus now. But anyway, he did say this recently in a video. Rasheed Wallace, he's like, Doc would tell us what to do in the huddle, and then we'd go out and talk to each other and be like, all right, now what are we really doing? Because, oh, hey guys, ramp it up. You know
Get
what I
the
mean?
energy up.
Doc is actually good at ATOs after timeout plays, but I don't know, in terms of he sees the other team make an adjustment, he's like, no, we're
sticking to the script. Stick to the script.
Sticking to this, we're going to beat it somehow. Anyway, that's enough about that. I'm happy with Nick Nurse, but if you're thinking, hey, he's wearing the Philly hoodie today, Nick Nurse,
He's alive.
is he
He's
more?
back.
Is he optimistic again? No.
No. Don't forget, no.
For me, the Sixers season does not start in 5 months or whenever October is. It starts in 12 months. When the playoffs are back on, that's when they can show me.
If they make it in.
If they make it in.
You don't know now.
I'll hold the tears back, but if they make it in. Lakers and the Sixers. How did the Heat?
Ew.
How of the three teams? How did the Heat get
No
to
one would
the
have guessed.
finals?
I'm sorry.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
As I
Coach.
said, it was Atlanta that messed me up. And the whole antics with the Raptors when we versed them came from the bottom.
With under 4 minutes left against Chicago in the second playing game because you lost the first one. Under 4 minutes left, you were losing to Chicago by 3 points. You were 3.5 minutes away from being not in the playoffs. And now they're in the finals. Whatever.
Miami in 6.
I hope Jimmy beats Denver.
Oh, no. Let's stop for a second. Coaching talk for a second. I said last week they'll sack, when they were 3-0 down, the Celtics, they'll sack Mazzulla now if they can. What now? Now that they just made that huge run, 3 games.
They've got a lot of things to do as well. Because Brown as well, the whole situation. I don't know.
Jaylen Brown. But yes, I'll stick on the coaching. Ryan, would you sack Joe Mazzulla this offseason?
Oh,
The Boston
I don't
Celtics
know.
coach.
This is his first year. They just sacked the previous coach because of antics, and they bring this guy in, Joe, and I don't know. If they got a bit of heart, they'll keep him. It's either they sack him or Jaylen Brown. One of them's going, I think.
Really?
It's either they split up the two or they change
You
the
can
coach.
just sack the coach. Would you sack the coach?
Straight up.
Would you sack the coach?
Straight shooter.
No, I wouldn't.
No?
No.
No. Yeah?
Got him to the finals. His first. Got him first in the ladder.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Eastern Conference Finals, you're right.
They weren't first. They were second. The Bucks are first.
The Bucks, okay.
I would be Coach Hunton and take my time, make sure that I got the right coach.
Before
If
you
it's-
sack him?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually demoting. I'm still keeping him in the locker room, 100%. Because they've put him under the bus. As I said, it's Brad Stevens that fucked everything
But with the
up.
guys out there, Budenholzer, Monty
Food for
Williams,
thought, yeah.
Monty Williams, Frank Vogel, Dan Toney.
That's the only reason why I would sack him, because
Who else
what's
is out there?
available.
Would you any of
No,
those
but
names?
I would have like serious conversations with these. Like, make sure that I'm getting the coach that knows something.
I'd have to chat
Like,
with the
no
players as well.
deficiencies. Like, Nick Nurse would have been perfect, but y'all grabbed him. Y'all probably overpaid.
Hey.
I'm guessing. I have no idea.
He
But
picked us over the Suns. That
Nah,
we
you
ne-
don't want-
we never get that.
Suns don't have a bench.
We never get that. Anyway, sorry, go on.
yeah, so if I just go for a straight shoot, it's demote him if
Okay.
I'm going for that.
How about you?
I think I would sack him
Yeah.
because
Just because of the other
How can
talent
he
that's
come back?
available.
not well, sort of because of that. Like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, Chichi makes the most wise statement. You know, see if there is something, because Celtics basketball, I think I hope everyone knows that Celtics basketball in the JJ's
The JJ boys.
the JJ's
JJ boys.
era was built off, as I talk about, X's and O's with Brad Stevens, and then it seemed to be like a really great year with X's and O's on, especially on defense. And Udoka, I assume, was a good motivational coach as well. Anyway, I've just talked about intelligence, and I'm not going to say that Joe Mazzulla is just unintelligent, but I worry that, like, the Heat needs Spoelstra. You know what I mean? The Heat, in my opinion, wouldn't be anywhere near where you have been the last few years without Spoelstra. I think the Celtics need an intelligent coach. And so if there was like even 2 candidates that I thought, you know what, these guys know better X's and O's than Mazzulla, I'd just go for it from there. Because as we talk about Tatum, all of them, Tatum and the Celtics are they're so like,
They don't take initiative for me.
yeah, but it's like they're such talented pawns, as in they can do the job. You wish that Tatum would grow a bit more and Brown could grow a bit more into being more of a guy, like a Jimmy. But in a vacuum, they are very talented pieces. And it's like, okay, who is the smartest guy to put these pieces where they need to be? And I feel like Mazzulla was out-chessed by Spoelstra. I feel like, for example, Brad Stevens or Udoka might have actually won this series. You know what I mean? Not because they're better than Spoelstra, but because talent plus smarts is the best recipe. So I don't know, but
Can anybody
Your
fire?
answer.
Can anybody fire Brad Stevens? Like, I don't know why he's not like copping any heat. Like, I don't know how the whole thing works. Can anybody?
But
fire?
he's GM.
Yeah, I know, but isn't there somebody?
Why would
above
you
GM?
fire him?
Because he
For
putting
right.
for firing Udoka. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Let me just say, I don't reckon Brad Stevens is the only one who had a say in that. A firing of a head coach because of misconduct, sexual misconduct.
that happens in the NBA like normal.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that Brad Stevens, the
committee vote.
basketball
It was probably like a vote.
president of basketball, is like, this is all my thing to handle. I reckon there's a lot of people in the room that said, look, for PR reasons, we've got to let him go.
PR, I could have like things haven't been kept quiet.
Don't
before.
yell at me, bro.
My goodness. And then even that,
It's not Brad Stevens' fault.
Putting such a young coach raw.
Brad Stevens
Well,
acquired.
they don't
Like
respect him enough.
Yeah, they should have put Brad Stevens should have been coach. I'm gonna take the L for one season. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
well,
a GM
yeah.
and coach. What has he done all season?
Yeah, he could have
As
done
a
that.
GM, they have everybody
No,
there. It's
how-
not like they're like, oh, we need to finesse all the pawns.
He brought in
so maybe.
last year. He brought in. They already had a core. He
Yeah.
brought in Al Horford, who's been amazing for
Yeah.
them, and
Derek
Derek
White.
White.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens has pretty much not missed as a GM.
Yeah, but he didn't know to do anything else. That's what I'm getting at.
What
was
else
he
do
doing
they
all
need?
season?
What else do
so
they
that means he
need?
had all the time in the world to be the coach.
Oh, sorry. Okay. But he didn't make any wrong moves, and it's not a very normal thing in 2023 in any sport to be a coach and a GM.
Is Popovich still the same?
No.
Oh, not anymore.
No,
He
I don't think
was,
so.
He was the.
He
GM.
might have been, yeah, but he's
once
not
upon a
anymore.
time.
Yeah, no.
Bring it back.
I see what you're saying, but Brad Stevens is not
For
to
me,
blame.
it's
He's not to blame.
Nah, he's to blame.
He's not to blame. bro.
blame.
No.
Nah, man.
You can say the Celtics, like, front office, whatever, as a whole, and the owners as a whole. If you disagree with them firing Udoka, you can say that's on them. But the president of basketball operations is not
to blame.
He's not the only voice that says, "Oh, sexual misconduct, firing."
And then the picking of the GM. See, that's why I think
He's the GM.
of the coach.
Yeah, well, the other, I don't know.
That was such an L move.
I know, but it's hard. He didn't expect his guy Udoka, who went to the finals first
Nah,
season. He didn't expect him to.
Nah, how
Has
could
some
he be?
conduct.
You know what I mean? You can't
No,
blame him.
no.
I don't know how you can blame Brad Stevens.
Man, how can you put somebody that's only had like 2 years experience into that coaching position?
I don't think Brad
when
Stevens-
Brad Stevens could be doing it himself
wasn't a lot
or
of-
find somebody else.
There wasn't a lot of coaches on the market,
no,
bro.
What do you mean? Just hire somebody for
Vogel.
Yeah,
There was-
you're talking about Vogel now. Imagine if they pick Vogel. How embarrassing! That's what I'm saying. They're gonna pick
You can't blame Brad
coaches.
Stevens, man.
They're gonna like if they pick Vogel, it'll be a real like bruh. You could have picked him last year. So that's what I'm saying. Like them picking a coach will have to be
They wanted to
really,
keep this-
really well thought.
They wanted to keep the system,
What
so they
system?
pass it down to
They
their.
had no system. Everybody else was fresh. You see that bald-headed guy walking, handed the clipboard to Mazzulla. Man, I'm like, who are these guys? Just come from the crowd or what? Just came from college, fresh.
All right. Talking about Brad Stevens, since this is going nowhere.
Imagine if they hire what's his name? What's his name?
Budenholzer?
No. Well, bro, are they dumb? They're talking about somebody not making adjustments in game, and then fire
The old Dallas
hire-
coach,
No,
who's now the Jazz coach. What's his name?
What's who? Doc. Imagine.
No.
Break him
I
out.
thought about that. I thought about
I
that.
want them to hire Doc just because I don't want this.
That would be
Nostalgia.
amazing. That
I don't
would
want
be-
him to win.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And you'll be able to write great stories on it.
Yeah, that
It would be good on all sides of,
Yeah,
of,
that'd be
of,
fun.
of the
That'd
fan
be
base.
fun.
But talking about the Celtics, talking about Brad Stevens, he has a big decision to make over
big.
the next
Otherwise,
12 months.
Otherwise, next year.
So
I'm
we
gonna be saying the same
revisit.
thing.
Do they split?
Jaylen Brown has 1 year left on this contract,
Uh-huh.
and now he is eligible because he made All NBA for a 5-year, $295 million super max. That's basically $49 million a year. Now, let me do something right now. Jaylen Brown, should have had this up earlier. Game log. Let's get this going. Jaylen Brown game log.
What's that?
You listen to this and you let me know if this sounds like a $49 million player a year. Game 1.
Tell me.
22 points. 1 of 6 from 3. He shot 47% from the field in 39 minutes. He had 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Decent game in an L.
Turnovers.
He had 6 turnovers. Fuck.
That's what you have to look at.
All right. Game 2 at home. 16 points, 2 turnovers. He was 1 of 7 from 3. 30% from the field. 7 of 23 from the field. Had 3 assists. 16 points. Game 3. 12 points, 3 turnovers, 6 rebounds, 0 of 7 from 3. 35% from the field. Game 4, when they got their first win, 17 points, only 1 turnover, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 of 5 from 3. 43% from the field. 21 points in Game 5 with 1 turnover. He hit 9 of 18 field goals, 3 of 5 from 3. His first good 3-point shooting game, sort of. Then in Game 6, he did have 26 points. He had 4 turnovers, 10 rebounds, 0 of 4 from 3. And then today, when Jason Tatum hurt his ankle, Jaylen Brown needed to step up for his mate. And then he did a bit of a James Harden show. He wasn't there to be seen. 19 points, 8 turnovers.
Easy turnover. Imagine Duncan Robinson stealing the ball. That's what happened.
Yeah. 19 points, 8 turnovers, 1 of 9 from 3. I'll put it down there. Does that sound like a $50 million a year player?
Right.
I feel like every Celtic player had a horrible series.
Nah, but
No.
White. But does no.
White, Brogdon.
But you're not paying White. You're not paying.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not paying these guys 50
Williams
mil.
was okay for the money he
That
paid,
series does not represent anything over 150. That might even be over 4 or 5 years maybe, but 40 something mil for those stats. You might as well get a 20-year-old LeBron.
So there will be teams out there that will pay Jaylen Brown the Supermax. There are always small market teams. There's Philly.
Trade James Harden, Tyrese Maxey.
Yep, they'll give us nothing. There's
Breadcrumbs.
teams that will give him that Supermax now or in a year's time. The Celtics can. The Bucks had this sort of predicament a few years ago with Giannis. Everyone gets to it. The Celtics have 12 months, sort of seems, if they don't offer it now. They have to sort of... Yeah, actually, no. I think there's a date that they have to offer him the extension by, and then if it doesn't happen by that date, then they're going to wait till the contract runs out.
That will leave a
that's
sour taste in his mouth
That's
too.
so dangerous.
That could break the locker room.
What are you doing, Cheech? Are you offering Jaylen Brown the Supermax extension? $295.
I knew this question would come up. You
Are
take
you-
it.
You doing it?
Yeah, you take it. Unfortunately, like those numbers that you put out,
Mm.
ain't it? Like it ain't it. But you take it because you look at your options left, right, and center. It takes how many years to develop such talent? You know the potential. You know, peak of powers, as Nathan likes to refer to, which is called blasphemous.
At the end of the season,
I'm sort of done with that now. Because I'm fucking not seeing peak of powers from anyone anymore.
clip.
So
Fucking hell.
yeah, you say that. But unfortunately, it's a player league, and you just take that. You take that contract for what it is.
Well, last week we posed the question: are Jaylen and Jason, who are still young, they're like 25 and 26. You can fact check that. It's probably around then. They're 25 and 26, or gonna be. Are these two guys going to win a championship? We sort of hovered around yes, and then we hovered around no. Because yes, the way you're talking, Cheech, and answering is the way that they're probably going to go. It's hard to find superstars. It's just about if we want to get spicy in here, and we're a show, so we have to. Are you going to really sign this guy to a crippling contract for your roster? Or are you going to sign him meaning that basically it's this core or nothing.
It's yep.
Or do you say, you know what? Tatum's our guy. We've got enough talent. We'll trade Jaylen for something else, and we'll even get better from here, is the main question. And that's a tough one.
Oh, it's so tough.
It's a tough one because speaking from, where we're sitting right now, James Harden's either going to walk or no one's really going to trade for him. So he's either going to walk and we're going to be worse, or he's going to stay and we're going to be the same good, but we're not. I don't think we're winning a championship with Harden and Embiid. It's about what do the Celtics think about Jaylen and Jason? What do they think?
What do they think?
What do they think, Ryan?
They might be over it. I was saying
Really?
Wow.
If
they were 28.
How many years they've been together? Is this the
It's
fifth?
together. It's their
Five?
together. It's their 5th or 6th year together.
You remember
Okay.
he was saying, I'm going to have like 6 championships to...
Hey, don't let us win game 8.
Go for
I
it.
think look, a few weeks ago I was very passionate about 2 wing players as skillful as them two together. Like your Paul George, your Kawhis, but I don't think that's won anyone championships.
No.
Now that I'm really
Not
thinking
yet.
about it in
Not
terms
yet.
of who's been winning the
Other
championships.
than, if you count, like, there was MJ and Scotty, but
that's MJ.
It's a bit-
MJ's
that's a
his
bit-
own cat of...
it's a bit generational.
You can't compare MJ. to
MJ,
anyone.
and were they wings? They were wings.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, they were wings, but now it's always like Cheech said a couple weeks ago. Your point guard, your winger, and your big guy that pops and rolls, Kobe Powell era and things like that. So now that I'm thinking about a few things outside, I don't know if these 2 wings can do it all. Is it too? Not that it's too easy to guard because they can shoot from anywhere or score from all levels, but I think it's not too easy to read, but I feel like it might be. Like it's they're just not dominant enough, almost on their own.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like some games,
It's a gamble on whether one of them. So just simple. Who do they just play? Jimmy.
Yep.
Is one of them going to develop into a Jimmy? And what I
Yep.
mean by that is just in here, nowhere else. Is one of them gonna because they've got a lot of tools, a lot of skills. They've both got a bag, right? They can they've got different things that they can put the ball on the floor. They can pull up, they can dunk, whatever, everything, defense. But it just comes down to like look at what we've just learnt about Joel and Harden over the years. Is one of these guys in the next few years, and I'm asking Brad
Let's
Stevens,
step up.
pretend you're Brad Stevens, is one of these guys going to be able to be like, you know what? Fuck all these threes.
Yep.
Fuck all these threes. I'm going to my spot right now, and there's no one that can stop me. And as good as Tatum can heat up, as good as Jaylen can heat up, are these 2 guys able to go to their spots and take a team to a championship? And it's hard because you trade him out, and you're probably going to lose the trade, which is your point.
Yeah. You can't replace.
They're probably gonna
talent.
give him the super max, but then
They're stuck with it.
and they may finish They may finish top 3 in the East for the next 10 years,
Yep.
but they may actually never reach the summit.
Mm.
Whoa,
You know what that feels
Nah.
like.
me?
No.
Oh, bro, we don't even get halfway
Yeah, see,
to the summit.
the thing is, they're so close.
Mm.
They
They are so
They
close.
are so close.
They
Yeah.
can. It would be
It's just-
stupid to say they can't win a championship
It's
with this
just
core.
you roll dice, just the land. That's the thing. They're just so. And the thing, how much will their roster change because of this contract? That's where the issue comes in. We talk about Westbrook. Not enough people talk about it. The Russell Westbrook just ate too much of the contract. And when he's now a vet min, he's suddenly good because he has those players to counteract, to balance out his defects on the game. So, I think for next year, they're gonna touch it, isn't it? They're gonna be at that trophy, but you just sign it. You don't want to be like the Mavs, who have like, for me, I feel like they have zero assets right now.
Yeah,
because
you're right.
they let that guy.
Christian Wood is not an asset anymore.
Yeah.
He was before he started playing with them.
You have that asset, and then you can make the trade.
But once you've signed him to 49 million a year, if he doesn't like go up another level, he might not necessarily look like a 49 million player.
That's okay. But then you can do the trade in 2 years' time.
And lose
If
it
someone
worse.
takes on that.
You mean like just lose it worse?
Because you really
Cut your
need,
losses.
you really, you cut your losses. But 2 more years. This is they're entering their prime. Just give it 2 more years and then see what happens after.
It's interesting coming from a Miami fan though, because like, and sometimes you exert this energy about like hustle over talent.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, this whole series that we've just experienced. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the hustle players that's
you know
won
what
the
I mean?
games.
Maybe, like the NBA is a superstars league, and I totally agree with you. And 3 weeks ago, me would have been like they should never trade Jaylen. You know what I mean? But maybe the right pieces, even if it is undrafted guys, even if it, you know what I mean? Maybe that's more worth it than. Oh, these guys have never won a championship. Let's keep trying. I don't know. It's
Like I'm thinking, like that's for some.
but then again, you can say like Jokic and Murray, they've just kept running it back, had some adversity, injuries and stuff like that, and here they are, championship favorites.
Yeah.
Will the Celtics finally get there one day? Is Jokic and Murray too good to be compared to Jaylen and Jason?
Big guy, small guy.
Yeah,
it's
big
too
guy,
different.
small guy. It's hard.
And I think
It's
I don't
hard
know
to
if
be a
this is
GM.
just because I'm a Lakers fan, but I just don't have the belief in Jason Tatum that some people might have.
Yeah.
I think that he's crowned himself, and it's fine to do it. The king of Boston, the guy, the number one, but he's not delivering it at all. Well, you know, to a certain extent.
To the extent, yes.
So that leaves Jaylen Brown in some sort of hesitation. It's like James Harden, where when Embiid's playing and he's 100%, James Harden is a bit hesitant. And I think Jaylen Brown is almost like, oh, I better get rid of Jason Tatum, make sure he gets his shots up, and then I'll eventually get my shots up. But Jason Tatum, I just don't think he can close out and take that team past, you know, towards the very end. I personally don't believe in him like that.
Well,
you know?
they've got a big decision. They're probably gonna.
You
Sign him, give it 2 years max. You don't lose the core. Oh, you don't lose the bench, because I think Brogdon can step up, White can step up. Trade him, get a few more assets, find a few more hustle guys. Because I don't know how long this center. Horford.
Oh, Horford, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
he's on 30 million.
Yeah, but I don't know how long
long's
he's
it last?
going to last. So you really need... Yeah, it's hard to find somebody such as that. You can use...
Yeah, you can maneuver.
You just have
I
to
get
use
Brook
that.
We'll
Lopez.
see.
Let's see.
Well, we're pretty much at the end of the show, but just a quick word. We should touch on Nuggets, Heat, NBA Finals.
Heat
Wow.
and 6.
Predictions.
So the Nuggets are the home team. The Nuggets also were the second best team playing against zone defense in the regular season.
Today, Nathan done research.
The Nuggets have had no problem over the last few years against the Miami Heat.
Really done this research.
The Nuggets have the two-time MVP, Nikola Jokic. They have Jamal Murray,
Bubble Murray.
Bubble Murray. That you can't say Bubble.
2023 Murray.
Can't say Bubble Murray anymore because he's proven it. The Miami Heat have Jimmy Buckets. They have Himi. They have Bam, who is not big enough for Jokic, but
That's okay. No, it's okay.
the Miami Heat, I would say, have a clear coaching advantage. I think that Spoelstra is a much better coach. Uh-oh.
Nah.
Hey,
Malone.
you bag me for this.
Mr.
Nah.
Malone. Don't jump on Malone's
No,
side.
no,
Spoelstra's way better than Malone.
No,
Don't start.
you have to give Malone props, man.
No, bro.
You have to
don't-
give Malone
don't
props.
start. Let me know
He's
when
been
you're
learning
Talking
through
about
the
the
year.
Lakers fishing already. I'm not giving him nothing.
Man,
Spoelstra is way better coach than Malone.
Yo, man! All of a sudden, oh my God, Spoelstra's great coach. All of a sudden,
I've always thought that. It's just
Like,
I didn't think that Jimmy was stepping up again. I was wrong. The point is,
We're all wrong.
but it's not Malone. It's Jokic. Jokic is smart enough to, in the moment, oh, they're doing that. Let's do this. So Ryan,
Yep.
the first of us two neutrals. What's your prediction?
Prediction.
Nuggets got the home court.
I think Jimmy Butler and the boys, after they beat the Celtics, they've all gone and got a box of nuggets and they're eating them. They're eating them. And I think they're ready. They're ready to go in.
So
I think Miami in 7.
wow.
I think Miami hold tight. They break loose. Jimmy's he's so confident. I fucking love it. And I just think that, you know, when I think of Denver Nuggets and Miami, I feel like Miami have no players to even get through all of Denver's starting and their bench, but I feel like Miami just have that grit, and the personnel is going to come out. The personnel is really going to come out.
Wow.
Yep.
Heat's gonna steal game 1.
Oh, the filler!
He's gonna steal
Head here
game
first.
1.
The filler!
Heat Nation.
You heard it here first.
Oh, God.
Your own.
Do you have a prediction? No, do you have a prediction or you want me to go?
Yeah, Heat in 6.
Heat in 6.
Heat in 6.
What I will say is that I think that the Nuggets should be favoured, but that's not as much as what I was saying about the Celtics or the Bucks or anyone anymore, or the Knicks. I think I said the Nuggets should be favoured, yeah?
Yep.
Yep. The Heat can definitely win this. I'd probably say, I don't know what ESPN's beat PI is, but I'd probably say it's probably Nuggets 61.
Really?
61%.
That's a gutter.
Heat 39%. And if the Heat do it, that's why I'm not saying it's like 70-30 or like 80-20. Like it's a terrible matchup for you guys. Not only the players, but also they're good at busting the zone. Jokic is so smart. Jokic, I can just go on and on and on. You don't have the size to guard him. And then if you think that you've locked him down, this is what he does. He kicks it out. You know, he finds the best pass. That's going to be tough. I think the Nuggets, and they've got home court as well. I think the Nuggets should be favourite, and I'm picking the Nuggets.
Your gut's been wrong this whole half.
I know. You know what? I'm happy to be wrong, though, with this one.
Yeah.
Nah, this is cap. That's saying that you're happy to be wrong, but that means you're going for the other team.
No, bro. What do you think? I don't have stock in this.
He can't go for Miami. He can't say
No,
Miami or
bro.
Cleveland is.
What do you
Because
mean?
no one can all season.
No. It's not about that. It's at the end of the day, they've got. You admit they got better players.
No.
Okay, right. Well, normally when a team has better players, you tend to think that team's going to win.
So Denver and what?
Denver in. If it's going to go the way I think it's going to go, I think it'll be Denver in 6 in Miami.
I feel so bad giving a playoff prediction to myself.
I know, and it actually sounds wrong that Denver will win in Miami, but the way they beat you, you know what I mean?
No, stop.
Yeah, but the thing is,
What?
y'all forget about Rust. Rust, man.
Yeah, but
you forget Rust.
No,
I'm
they
serious.
haven't played.
That's why.
I hope they played some pickup games against the third stringers or something.
let's not pretend like Jimmy and the Heat didn't have nearly. Well, they had 3 losses, but they had 2 dead games.
Yeah,
there.
but we've been playing. We've been playing. They haven't been playing.
Bro.
They haven't been playing.
I'm happy
You
for
forget
Miami to
Rust.
get game 1.
I'm really
I don't think I'll be changing my mind after
That's
game
all
1
right.
like I
That's
did
all
with
right.
this series. Come,
I want to see.
anyway,
I want to
don't-
see game
until we
1.
see the matchup.
I can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
Miami, man. What do you? Sorry, what do you think they're gonna do with Jokic? What would you do with Jokic with your personnel?
I don't know.
Are they gonna run Love out there again? They're gonna start Love. They're gonna play Zella.
Yeah, we're just gonna throw bodies at him. Zella, I think we can afford to.
Because
Right, for
because
2-3 minutes and end of the quarter.
and
Yeah,
and
I think
and
we can afford
and,
to.
and are these guys even gonna? Jokic is not Embiid, man. In terms of like no. He's smarter.
really hearing it.
Yeah. I know that.
You can't just like
the
get
reason-
into his head. He's
Because he does these.
Yeah.
He does them.
He
He
does.
does them.
the LeBron.
Then he does the one leg fade.
This
of
guy's-
the
this
three.
guy's-
I'm scarred.
This guy's scarred.
You know
I'm
what?
so
I don't
good.
know why, but I just feel like you have all those talents, but I'm scared of Bruce Brown. Out of all players,
Well, you should be
Because
scared of Bruce Brown because of Jokic.
'Cause he opens
this
it
is
up.
the
yeah,
point. This
yeah,
is the point.
But that's gonna. But then I was like, wait, we're gonna counteract.
You got
with,
Caleb Martin.
Yeah! And who's like Bam will have an
Don't-
easier time because Jokic doesn't know how to play defense with Bam.
yeah, but
Oh, sorry, I don't know how I said that sentence, but I said Bam. I don't know if I said.
You think
did I say-
Bam's dropping like 25 plus a game? Nah, he's not that
it'll be
type
an
of
easier
guy.
time. It'll be an easier time. But then I was like, oh, you've got Aaron Gordon there.
Yeah, and they might put Aaron Gordon on Bam.
Yeah, and then he's like, he's a big boy. And he
Mhm.
can shoot that spot up. But then I was like, man, these guys, if they have that end of season slump,
It's It's so
Damn.
simple for me.
I'm ready.
It's simple stuff. It's Jokic and Murray versus Spoelstra and Jimmy. And
And unrestricted.
unfortunately
boys.
for Spoelstra, he can't shoot the ball for you. If you guys win the series, again, for me, it's just Spoelstra. But it's sometimes the matchup's bad, the talent's inferior. It's hard. I'm
Yeah.
not trying
7
to
games,
totally
7
count
games.
you out. I said 39-61, but I think the Heat can do it. They've just proven that they can just beat anyone. But man, Jokic is a smart guy.
Yeah. It's the guy. And the guy to break.
And like with game 3 in LA and game 4 in LA, you're LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Let's just say LeBron's name. I thought, you know what? And it looked like at times in all 4 games, it looked like at times like the Lakers are like really in it, if not going to win the game. It looked like they were going to win the game. But these guys are just too good, too
Stayed
smart.
resilient.
They're too good. You know, like what I was saying, Boston are too good? This is the real one. Like, no, but
Jokes.
no, but,
No,
like-
but in terms of that mental
but
resilience,
that's not
and everything,
me. I've learned. And the mental stuff, I think you're going to be able to get under their skin in Denver.
I think so.
You're going to be able to get under their skin. That's going to keep you in the series. But there's just going to be too much Jokic. Jokic is just... That's the thing. You guys are so smart with your schemes, but he's going to work it out.
Too much Giannis.
Oh,
Too much Jason Tatum and the JJ boys.
Wow,
Too much Jokic
Why do you
now.
keep taking his side?
Because the Lakers.
Well, Miami, the Lakers of the East.
Who do you want, actually?
Miami.
You want Miami?
Yeah, of course. I don't
Because you
say-
hate Jokic, huh?
No, I don't hate him.
Ah.
It took me a while to grow on him. But Miami, Jimmy. If Jimmy Butler gets
Yeah.
a ring, I'll trade it like it's my team almost.
Wow.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
No, he's not jumping.
Yeah. No. Genuinely,
I'm scared. All
I've
of a
never
sudden-
backed Denver. Especially not after they fucking got the broom out on us. Jesus Christ, I hope Denver lose. And then next year, this is the first time they've seen the finals.
But there's the point of like why I ask you that question is
Yep.
because like if Denver win,
Mm.
then you lost to the champions. It's like, oh, we got swept by the champions.
No, I don't care about that.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter
Yeah.
to me. Because whoever's there is there.
Yeah, you have to beat.
I don't
whoever's
take
up
that too
front.
much hard
Miami's
with
done
with,
Bucks.
with
Miami's
past
done
losses.
Celtics.
When we talk
best.
when we talk next, it'll be after game 2, so the 2 games in Denver will be done. What are we thinking? So you think it'll be 1-1?
1-1.
Yep.
Yeah, we're still in game 1. Just ate a whole microphone there. We're still
Yeah,
in game 1.
I think 1-1.
I'll say 1-1 as well.
I think 1-1.
Even though I've got Denver, I'll say 1-1. I think Denver are going to win games in Miami.
That's fair.
Mm.
I don't know.
Not out of
The
sight.
heat in South Beach, yeah?
Yeah.
The humidity. We're dealing with altitude? Because I think it's humidity.
Who knows?
Bro, I hate playing in humidity, bro.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I hate living in humidity.
No, I can
Terrible.
live in humidity. I can live in it.
Oh,
Well, maybe I can be on holidays.
yeah, that's
Holidays.
fine.
Yeah, holidays.
It's one thing to be on holidays, but living in it. You know who's going to get to Denver? Jimmy's going to get to Denver on his own plane. He's probably like he probably got there like 10 minutes after the game. He's probably working out.
He's eating nuggets. He's got a nugget box.
No, he's not eating nuggets.
He's
not going to sleep, Jimmy, for the next few days. He's just training.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's finessing with Shakira.
And Jimmy, he will go to the altitude. He'll get like a big straw. He'll be like, yeah, I'll fucking take this altitude.
Some players, just quickly before we wrap up, I think it was Paul George podcast or JJ Redick asking about the altitude in Denver, if it affects, these players. And one player said, I think they were on the JJ podcast, they said that it didn't affect them besides the first 5 minutes of the game. I was thinking more at the end of the game when you're gasping for air, that's when you feel it. But this certain player and JJ said it was more at the very start of the game when you get there. That's when you start to feel like, if anything, it's hard at the start. But
I mean, I don't know the science of it. I'm not going to know. I'm not going to
Yeah,
act like I
neither,
know the
but
science of it.
that's just someone's
It's not
feedback.
nothing.
It's not nothing.
It's not nothing.
Neither's humidity.
Neither's the humidity.
Exactly.
So that is the conference finals. We have our NBA finalists for 2023. The Miami Heat up against the Denver Nuggets.
Undefeated.
Next time we speak to you, it'll be after Game 2 of the Denver Nuggets Miami Heat series NBA finals.
Season's only done, fellas.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it, but I can't believe
Miami.
this man's team is
Let's
still
go.
in it. If you are new to the show, hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell. And if you're just listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit the 5-star rating, like button, follow button. Boys, I can't wait to talk again next week.
We're in it.
NBA Finals. We will talk to you next week.